All right. This is going to be all about the blue flag. And apparently a lot of people that I just noticed this morning either familiar with the blue flag or do not know what it's all about. So I am going to go over the term of the blue flag, and I am going to look in my handbook from where I used to work at, and I am going to read the definition of the blue flag whenever I find it. Which is a rule, and I will find it. Let's see, hand signals, radio talk, reporting injuries, red flag. There is a red flag, which carries the same definition as the blue flag. All right, blue signal protection. A blue signal flag indicates the worker are on, under, between, or in rail cars, and that equipment must not be coupled to or moved. The blue light or flag indicates that the equipment may be still connected to an unloading hose or pipes. Also indicates that the equipment may still be in the process of being cleaned, loaded, or repaired. Key words in that whole term. And I'm going to say it again. The blue light or flag indicates that the equipment may still be connected to unloading a hose, pipe, chemical plant. They're unloading on the platform of a chemical plant. Hoses, unloading hoses. Rail hopper has a hose to the bottom of the pocket, so that it's unloading the resin, grain, or whatever in the pocket. So it's unloading it, okay? Or you got it a boxcar at a door, and they got the ramp on there, and they're bringing the forklift in and off the boxcar. Or a flat car at a platform, and they have a ramp to having the forklift go on and off the ramp. Or unloading an auto rack at an auto rack ramp. That's what that says right here. The blue light or flag indicates that the equipment may be still connected to unloading hoses, pipes. Also indicates that the equipment may be still in the process of clean, loaded, or repaired. If this engine breaks down, and a service crew is near or around it, they will put a blue flag right there in front with cones, whatever. Everybody know, don't fuck with that engine. That is what that's for, that blue flag right there, okay? So, let's go on further. The blue signal may be displayed with or without the derail or lockout protection. In other words, we don't have to put the lockout protection on the switch or lockout tag out on the switch. As long as there's a blue flag or red cones or something on the tracks or around the tracks to indicate that they're working on this or doing some kind of repair on the track or whatever, you don't fuck with it, okay? Only the same class of worker who placed the blue flag can remove it. In other words, let's see. If Jackass Bob right there puts that flag there of the maintenance crew, and Joe Blow, this one don't work. Joe Blow puts that flag there, but he's not the supervisor, but he's part of the maintenance crew. Move that flag because they're of the same class. Okay. If the repair shop, maintenance crew of a repair shop put this flag there, and Joe Blow comes along and put that blue flag there, he also can take that flag down because they're the same class. If the superintendent or the manager of the yard place that flag there, the superintendent, the yard manager, or yard manager, yard master, superintendent, or yard supervisor, anyone of higher upper level class can remove that flag. No one below that class can do it. Not the engineer, not the conductor, not the pin puller, and not the brakeman. Only higher management can pull the flag. Okay? So that's what they mean by same class. Management department can pull the flag. Maintenance or repair crew can pull the flag, but a trained crew, service crew cannot ever, ever, ever pull a blue flag. Okay? All right. We're going to go even further. Protect yourself. Okay? Protect yourself. When employees on a working on, under, between rolling equipment, they must also provide themselves with the blue flag protection. You cannot ever go anywhere if you are going to do any work on a engine, rail car, track, or whatever, before you even touch that equipment or track, you need to place a blue flag to indicate that you are working on something near around that track, okay, or on that track. All right, so that's what that means by protect yourself, flag protection. When work is completed, the blue flag protection must be removed by the same class of worker. So if Joe Blow, the maintenance guy, the repair service guy, and Jackass Sue comes and remove the flag, as long as they're the same class, they can remove that flag. Nobody else. Or the supervisor of the maintenance crew of that class, they put it there, they take it off. The plant supervisor, the plant manager, or the superintendent of the yard cannot remove that flag. That's key, because they didn't put that flag there. It has to be of the same class. You have to make sure you understand that term. If a service crew or maintenance crew put the flag there, they have to remove it. If the plant manager of a chemical plant, foreman of the plant, operator of that area of the same class can remove that plant. If they put it there, they can remove it. Okay? All right. Do not operate blue flag. This is the do not operate. A do not operate blue flag is found attached to the throttle, isolation switch. Only the person who placed that tag is permitted to remove it. A do not operate tag is the same as a lockout tagout tag. Okay? If TrackMan has put a lockout tagout blue tag on here, which means the same as a blue flag, that means they are the only one who can remove it. If they put it there, then they have to remove it, okay? Because it's the same class and they're working on something. That is very important. Don't ever touch a tag. If y'all seen my videos of me out at the main at work a while back, which was last summer, they put a lockout tag on the switch because the switch was bad and they had to repair the switch. So they put a lockout tag on there and they placed some type of sign up to let everybody know that it's a bad switch. Go back and watch that video. And that is what they're talking about there. All right. All right. What else? Equipment left near blue flags. This is also important. Employees request to place cars ahead of other cars that have been protected by a blue signal or derail must know that the cars will not move from designated location before the engine is cut away. In other words, let's put this back here. All right. We've done this before. I mean, we've done this quite a few times. And this is very important because there is a difference. And I need to keep reading. Okay, I'm going to read this again, and then I'm going to read the next part. Ahead of other cars that have been protected by a blue signal or derail must know that the cars will not move from designated location before the engine is cut away. Unless required by customer, equipment will not be left standing within 26 feet or half a car length of a blue flag and or its derails. In other words, let's see. We're going to use this rail joiner. We're going to use this rail joiner as a derail, and I'm going to set it on top of the rail. And right above front of it is a blue flag. I can set a car in this track. I can shove a car in this track, but it needs to be a half a car length away from the blue flag or the derail, whichever is first. Or if the blue flag is up here and the derail is back there, it needs to be a half a car length, which is half of this car, which is right there, track when they have the blue flag. But sometimes, if you have enough room and space, you can, as long as it's not on the blue flag, a half a car length from the blue flag, and it's away from the derail. Okay, that's it. So that's what explains that right there. That means equipment left near blue flags. Red flag. Yes. All right. Red flags. When a red flag is displayed between the rails or to the side of the track, the train or engine must stop and not proceed until the flag has been removed by the employee of the same class that placed it. This is used to protect the workers from performing a track maintenance, but will have the same meaning as a blue flag. So a red flag is the same meaning as a blue flag. Plain and simple. Doesn't get any simpler than that. A red flag is the same as a blue flag. All right, let's take it even further. Operating limits. At each location, operating limits have been established by mutual agreements between rail companies, servicing carriers, and other customers. These limits establish the point that we can operate within and points that cannot be beyond. Employees must not go outside of the limits at any time with cars, engines, track mobiles, motorized carts, push carts, or any other track equipment. Employees found in this violation and will subject to termination and disciplinary action. In other words, you can get fired. Okay? So in other words, operating limits is, say for instance, there is a fence here. And if the fence is open, but you go outside, you're in violation of the property line because you don't have permission to go out the gate. That's where normally all gates are closed. You keep the gate closed so that you don't go beyond the gate. So that's what that's all about. All right. Protection of mainline and adjacent track. Should a condition exist would cause a hazardous to the safety of safety employees or railroad employees that operate them on a main line or adjacent track, such as cars fouling, derailment, damage track of switches. Employees will travel in both directions from the hazard with appropriate flag equipment, red flags, lanterns, fuses, if approved, fuses, to stop trains or engines that may be approaching the site. Employees will continue to provide flagging protection until appropriate officers of the railroad is notified and rail companies are responsible to provide protection. In other words, if there's an accident or anything involving an adjacent track, they will have to get some type of permission to proceed with flags or anything of that situation. In other words, you will slow down and proceed with caution, or they will have some type of flag protection up there to let you know when you can proceed or when not to proceed. That's that. And that is all it is about the blue flag and the red flag. So I had to go over that. So that is that on that. I will be right back because I want to see what they're talking about. Yeah. So if anyone have any questions about the blue flag, there you go. And if you don't know what the blue flag is all about, get online and read about it. It's online. And it goes even into more detail because there are more rules that apply to it now than it did 10, 15 years ago. Signals, blue signals are now in. And they, instead of putting the blue flag up, they put blue signals on the front of the engine. They place the blue flag on the engine now. So anything 26 feet or half a distance of the car, they considered the same rule. But I believe it's now one or two car lengths away from the car, from that engine is allowed. So where this blue flag I got right here, acknowledge the distance you now have for that blue flag on the engine. They put the blue flags on the engine and they put them on the rear. If there's an outbound train that's going the opposite direction of the switch, say for instance, it's going that way, they'll put the red flag on there, the Fred on there, but they also put a blue flag on there that means don't fuck with it. So that's the basic way I can explain the blue flag. The blue flag is the best way to say it, don't fuck with it. Oops, sorry. So that's that on that. So I had to grab the book, the Bible of the railroad, just to do this because it kind of pissed me off this morning when someone going to tell me about the blue flag, what it actually means when they really don't grasp the whole understanding of the blue flag. If you don't know anything, please don't say anything. Don't comment because I'm going to come back and I'm going to bring out the book and I'm going to put it to use. And that's what I did. I even made a video to explain it. So that's that, guys. I mean, that's that. I mean, it's in handwriting. It's online. It's wherever you want it to be. But don't, man. Come on, man. Anyway, that's all I wanted to do. I'm gonna come back in a little while, and I'm gonna go live again in a little while. I gotta clean up and get some work done around the apartment, but I will be back. But I had to just do a live session. Hopefully, um, he'll come in and watch that video and watch the video I've just done live. Um, I can't believe, yeah, there's people that's willing to argue about the blue flag, and they really don't know. So I guess, guys. All right, let me go, and I'll be back later on. Until then, y'all take care. God bless, and I'll see y'all later on today. Okay, bye.